are we doing?
Doing a podcast there, guy.
About what?
A little bit of everything. This will be our third podcast for Carbon TV. And our first one. Did you hear that?
I did.
It was like in my throat. It was weird.
These mics are sweet.
Yeah.
We are in the AV Squared shop. So this is actually the same place we recorded our first podcast. We got a little bit better equipment here because they run a full-service AV company. Still like hard-walled room, so it's not exactly a studio or whatever, but we're working on stuff, so...
It'll do.
Shut up.
So it'll do. This is our third podcast for Carbon. 15th in general. And our first one without Scott Ziegler.
Oh, yeah.
He's not here today.
I didn't even realize he wasn't here.
Oh.
I should have,
He's going
because
to be offended.
he's not... He talks a lot, so...
He's a good, our intro guy.
And
He's still probably going to be our intro guy.
He's a host for sure. Definitely, bred to be a host.
He wants to be here, but he's being a good dad instead.
Oh, shit. I should probably record on this, eh? Oh, I forgot.
Well, pick it up, bud.
Probably. Yeah, we're probably there. Let's just back up. I don't care.
We sending it?
Yeah.
All right. So, because it's just John and I wanted to we're going to keep it a little shorter and a little more our style, which is very, it's going to be more our style, which is more by the seat of your pants. So, I put on our social media, if anybody had any questions they wanted us to talk about, we would talk about it.
Why is that thing on again?
Because it's cold in there.
No, it's not. It's a lie.
John's having a hard time because he's a sound freak. Anything out of place will throw him to a different land.
Whatever, deal with it. You know what? Deal with
It's
it.
fine.
It's fine. Deal
We
with
have
it.
an Easy Cut sticker taped to a Busch Light box for our centerpiece today.
Professional.
So, go Easy Cut. We have a code. Use it. Buy Easy Cut stuff. All right, that's my promo for the day. Anyway,
What are we doing?
I'm going to start with our first question. First of all, some random person said, "Good job, guys. Keep it up." That's not a question.
That's
just a comment.
it's like when you're in like reading a book to a kindergartner. You're like, all right, does anybody else have any questions about football? And they're like, my cousin's a football player. Nope.
That's basically it.
That's not what we're doing. But anyway, thank you to whoever that was.
Thanks, Ruby Mountain Outdoors. Ruby Mountain.
Ruby Mountain.
Some of these we're not going to be able to talk about because they're way too deep. Adam Keith, who, if you don't follow him on social media, you probably should. He's got some pretty good stuff on there. He said, he's got a bunch of questions, so we're going to skip through it. But he said, what's your favorite part about the hunting season, especially deer? What's your stance on someone saying, I saw 5 doe and not 5 does, plural? Where can I get a signed helmet from y'all? And what are you looking forward to most in 2020?
Holy shit, that's all one guy?
That's one guy. It's Adam Keith.
Damn it. Can we run that just
Well, we're going to go one by one.
One by one.
So what's your favorite part of the hunting season to hunt, especially deer?
Especially deer. My favorite part of deer hunting season? That's a tie. Does it have to be just one?
Lay it out there, what you got?
So just my first one is obviously the first week of bow season because that's when you first get back out into the woods and away from reality, really, and you get to just kind of relax and watch the woods open up. I don't obviously run trail cameras, so to me that's my what's out there. You know, I feel like on my piece of property in Brooklyn, my best chances of shooting a good buck are in the first week. And then also I just enjoy sitting out there at that point because I'm just watching everything. I could see even the doe, you know, maybe little bucks that I've been passing on. I could see them, you know, walk in, how big they are now. I can try to guess which ones were which, or new deer, was it an old one or whatever. But I like just being out there, you know, just getting away from reality. Shit, it's October at that point, so you spend a lot of time in the goose blind and on the water and at home. So my favorite part has to be opening week. Don't touch that.
Touched it. Back up.
But then it's hard to say to like the rut. For sure, the rut.
I think those are pretty much going to be your number 1 and 2 answer for the most. I mean, I'm with you. I love that first week. It's it's hard to not just be overexcited in anticipation's eye and see a lot of deer. Especially if you can hunt over some standing beans or something like that, you see a ton of deer.
Right.
But the rut is the rut, so it's fun. I mean, that's pretty much your typical answer you're going to get with pretty much anybody with that. What's your stance on someone saying I saw 5 doe and not 5 does?
I don't have one.
I've never had one either.
I think I say doe as plural.
I usually say antlerless deer
I have a
because I can't tell if they're does or fawns, and for some reason I've become a stickler on that, and I say it a lot.
antlerless.
Antlerless. It's really dumb.
That's a very strange thing to say, I think.
Doesn't make any sense, but I do.
I don't know. But I do have a quirk too, like saying bears instead of bear. I don't know. I don't think it fits.
But it is bears, right? It's not like geese.
It is. I think it is. It's not geese. It's or ducks.
It's all the ducks.
But I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's just strange. I know that's what is it grammatically correct to say does or bears, but to me it's just weird. Mooses? Why?
Meese.
I don't know. Meese?
It should be meese.
Whatever.
Signed helmet from y'all. The only one of excuse me. I'm gonna die. I already got it. The only one of us that's famous that you would want a signed helmet from is Scott.
For sure, and he's not here, so.
Yeah. So I mean, Adam, you have to shoot him a private message. Scott's super famous.
And I mean, are we buying a helmet? Because
I'm not buying a helmet.
no.
Well, Scott's super famous. He's been a fireman like 48 years, so.
That's true.
He's got helmets
everywhere. And he's got like sponsors on cameras and stuff.
Yeah, he's gone viral.
I bet you can get a helmet from Carnes for
probably
cheap.
Good. We've had a few people ask this one. What are you looking forward to most in 2020, or what's your goal for 2020? So, we're gonna answer that one.
Do you have any? You've already read these, so I don't have an answer to any of these.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't read them until I screenshotted them just now. But looking forward to the most and goal. I think as of right now, I'm really looking forward to that bow fishing trip we're taking to Maryland.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Snakeheads and stingrays or whatever else we get into and other stupidity that we're going to run, and lobster rolls on the East Coast. I can't wait for that. As far as like a personal goal, man, I want to do better with deer season than I did last year. I didn't prep as much as I normally do, and I think I felt it in the season, and I want redemption out west. I want to go back to Missouri. And not suck.
Yeah.
So pay a little more attention to the weather, hunt a little differently than I did last year. I've got plans to be more selective on when I'm going places. Like if it's 90 degrees. Maybe don't go that week. Yeah,
I mean, we kind of dropped the ball on that. The problem is that with our schedule, you're going to line up a furlough to go on these trips and shit. That air handler, dude, is driving me insane.
It's okay. They'll forgive you.
Well, why won't it turn off? Anyway, but yeah, we gotta plan furloughs and stuff to go on these trips, and it's not like we could just kind of play the weather. Like, so for instance, me and my buddy Mike, and we're gonna do a podcast on the way down there, but we're going to West Virginia to go grouse hunt on public land. That is really fucking loud, and I don't like it.
Get over it. It's too late now. We're in.
So we're going to West Virginia, and it just so happened that the weather is going to work out perfectly while we're down there. You can't do that with Missouri. I don't know if it's going to be 90 degrees. It's going to be 90 degrees,
it is.
And it is what it is. You've already scheduled the time to go down there. You just have to rough it. So, I mean, I don't know how to combat that without.
I think we have to just do a decision of do we go early or do we go rut, and the rut's going to be closer.
Right. Yeah.
You just deal with more people. Like, we didn't have a single hunter out there with us in Missouri, and that was pretty cool.
We saw one vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's it, which is awesome. But I do agree, being more selective. Yeah. For me, I think my what I look forward to the most is, honestly, isn't even deer hunting. I mean, or not look forward to, but what am I going to do? What was the question?
Goal and looking forward to for 2020.
Okay. My goal would be, for sure, spend more time prepping for my deer woods. Like, there's a couple, I was going to extend a plot this year or last year, and I didn't do it. Put another one in another spot, and I misseeded some other trash seed in another plot, and I kind of screwed the whole season up. But that I'm definitely going to do this year. As far as looking forward to the most, I think I look forward to fishing a lot.
I do love some fishing.
Because I got a couple of lines on some places that we're going to be able to go out west side of the state, rather, and catch some salmon. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to walleye fishing again. And then especially, having Hunter on the team, too, that helps a lot, too.
Yeah.
So
I do love walleye season, man. I can't wait for Detroit River walleye. It's so much fun. It's my favorite fishing. Northern pike and walleye, man, they're fun. So much fun jigging for them big. And when you hook into an 8-pound walleye and just feel that thing on a log on the bottom. Oof.
And then we got obviously St. Clair Shores. We go on to Scott's boat.
Yeah, do some real musky fishing this year.
Yeah,
give it a go.
Real musky fishing. Target some. I mean, shit. We were out there for targeting muskie, and then you caught a slabber of a pike.
Yeah, we're out there for
dude,
an hour and a half.
You can't beat an accident like that. That's sweet.
So that answers a handful of people. Ridges to Ocean on Instagram said, "How many sheds are you going to find this year?"
0.
I'll find a few. I won't stop unless I do. If I make it west, which I don't think I'm going to this spring, I think we're going to save some money, I would find a lot. But in Michigan, I find generally 6 to 12 a year in Michigan. I plan on finding at least a dozen this year. I'm looking in some new places I've never looked before. Mainly suburb areas, a lot of Livonia and stuff like that in different areas. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Detroit.
Yeah, probably some Detroit spots. I can't wait. I love shed hunting. There was a thing today on Facebook that said, "What do you look forward to this spring, turkey or shed?" And I actually clicked sheds.
Really?
I love shed hunting, dude, so much.
More than turkey hunting? Really? There's no way. You just said that to spite.
It's a toss-up.
You wanted to be the odd man out.
If I could go, it was like 8% of the people said shed. I do. I love it, man. It's so fun. Out west screwed me up.
I enjoy it. Well, you got spoiled out there because you went on the national parks and found, 2?
I found 5 elk sheds.
Elk sheds that you couldn't take?
Yeah. But this year I might be going up north. I got a connection of a place where they see a lot of elk in the winter in these little alfalfa fields.
That'd be sweet.
Dude, if I could find an elk
Find
shed.
some private land elk sheds would be nice.
So that's pretty much Instagram. What is your next upcoming hunt? We don't know. Anything that we
from here
get a day to go shoot.
If you're going to tell me right now, I'm going to say probably turkey from this point.
I mean, I'm sure we'll do a small game hunt, and we'll get a coyote hunt in somewhere.
Well, I forgot about coyote hunts.
I mean,
I just got a new rig.
That shit's going to happen, but our next real scheduled hunting is going to be turkeys. So, on to the next one. Into Facebook, Adam Kemmer. He's a suburb of Michigan boy. I think he lives kind of downriver. I'm probably wrong, so Adam, don't get mad at me. But he's a turkey guy, kills a lot of birds. He does pretty good. And he said, he asked a question, when is a good time to stop talking to a committed turkey that is gobbling?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I wish I knew the correct answer to that because we'd kill more turkeys.
Disclaimer is that we're not experts. We did put 27 on the ground on camera.
I consider myself pretty good at killing turkeys.
Yeah, above average.
But definitely, no, I'm not Michael Waddell.
So when to stop calling at a gobbling beard?
This is Michigan, too, because it's definitely different out west and down south.
No, they gobble right in.
Different birds.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Out west,
you're talking about, you go look at Steve Ranella hunting out west, and he was literally calling them in until they were the time of shot.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know the answer to that. I'll probably call at a gobbling turkey, a gobbling jake, or tom out in the distance, only probably for about 2 minutes, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna let him. Hopefully, he's gonna suck into the decoys. Rather, he's not. That's been my experience. Is that he's gonna suck into the decoys more than he's gonna suck into your call.
And it definitely depends on the bird. I mean, you got to pay attention on what they're doing. If he's hammering you every time you make a call, I think you can get away with calling a little bit more. But that's where people screw up a lot, is they still overdo it. If you can't see him, but he's coming closer, shut up. He's gonna come.
Right.
Let him. Then you need him to come find you.
Right.
Eventually, a tom is gonna want to hold up and get her to come to him. That's why they strut. That's the whole point of looking pretty.
Yeah.
Is to get the girls to go to them.
And what I've noticed too is that they're gobbling to locate that hen.
Yeah, they're talking.
Yeah, and so when he's talking, he's saying, come here, and when you stop talking, then he's going to start looking for you, and he's going to be pissed. So that's when he runs up and sees your decoys, comes up on him, and starts going to town on the jake that you got on a hen or whatever, your half-strut jake or whatever you're using. That's why they're already pissed off.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's why you stopped talking to me, because you're with this dude, and now he's going to try to help screw this guy up.
So a more direct answer to that for me, when to stop talking to a committed turkey that's gobbling is once I realize he's committed,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, we're done.
The only reason I'm going to make another sound is if it's been minutes
Mm-hmm.
and I'm starting to get anxious of where he's at. I might give a couple soft ones just to hope he hits it again and I can locate
if
where
you
he
lose
is.
sight of him, I'll yelp maybe a couple of times.
Or if he's
But,
coming through the timber.
right.
But these birds like to sneak up on you. That's something they do a lot.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to catch. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch something wrong.
Right. And
with
then
that whole-
different times of year, obviously,
Yeah.
play different games. This is going to be a unique season.
With
Because,
the weather being the way that it's been all winter.
well, and then now there's no split for Unit ZZ.
Oh, that's true.
So these birds are going to be more pressured than they've ever been
Very,
before.
very much so.
It's going to be a little bit different. So that'll be fun. This question, I don't have an answer in particular for Paul here. Paul with a huge last name, Junior. How the hell do you say that last name? Paul, Koczkodam.
I'm gonna need you to put that microphone in front of your face
Coxodam.
so I can
Hey.
turn it down. And I'm gonna kill myself
I
with this.
liked it.
I hate it. Talk into the microphone.
I want it lock. Lock.
There, so I can turn it down, and that's driving me insane.
Oh, that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Are you good now?
Yes.
All right, good. John's better now. So, Paul, what is the actual deer herd size compared to what the DNR says? That's this dude's question.
Again, we're not experts.
I have no idea what the actual answer to that is.
We're
I don't
talking
know-
about public
I don't know
land,
what
too.
the DNR actually says, and I didn't take time to Google it. And
I could say it's much bigger than the DNR says.
I would definitely think so.
Yeah, it has to be. That I don't know because we hunt a lot of private land too. So the only thing that I know is what I see,
Right.
and I don't even step foot on state land. But if you
Not
look,
for whitetails.
if you're going to judge it just based on like Michigan buck pole and QDM, all that stuff, it's got to be much bigger, much bigger than they expect. And so, for instance, and I'm going to get this number wrong, I'm literally pulling out of my ass. When they did the CWD checks, Chris Daly was telling me he hunts up in Remus, and there's a check site right there by them. And you would think a normal check site's going to get how many deer do you think are going to get looked at?
Up in Remus?
Yeah,
Oh, a few thousand.
yeah. How about 15,000
Holy
just up
shit.
in Remus? Like just in that whole, I think it's actually Mount Pleasant, but and obviously people are coming from out
That's
of
more than I would expect, though, for sure.
Right. And so you're talking, if we're going to go based off of that number, off of one check site, I mean, the 15,000, you plus or minus 5,000 on that.
Sure.
But still, that's still a ridiculous amount of number. And that's all the deer that are just getting killed.
Yeah.
And, I think it's way bigger than the DNR even thinks or says.
It's kind of hard to say because, so I hunt primarily Genesee, Livingston, and Shiawassee County. Yeah, snack too. We're making beer sounds, kids.
Bush break.
Bush break.
Oh, come on,
Get
God.
him, get him, John. All right. We had to reload.
Open these like an idiot.
Whatever. So, primarily hunt Genesee, Shiawassee, Livingston County for whitetails. I would say, so I hunt an 88-acre parcel. That's my biggest piece. I generally see at least a dozen deer there. That's with standing crops, like corn. So I'm not seeing all those deer. You're talking per square mile then, there's a few hundred deer. Because my farm doesn't hold all the deer.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of deer
Yeah.
per square mile. You look at a lot, like you go out west, there might be 50 deer per
And
square
you're
mile.
just on a feeding ground, too. You're not
I
talking
don't
about
have
bedding
a good
areas.
Yeah, I got
No.
nothing important. My property's not that great, so
It's
I
got to
mean,
be insane.
there's a lot of deer in this state, man.
And
It's
the
gotta be
problem
top
is,
five.
another thing is, too, that they're not taking into consideration is the fact that a lot of these deer, I'll go out there and hunt in Jackson and then drive to Detroit. How many deer are sitting in Rogel?
Oh God, yeah.
An unreal amount. So a lot of that herd that's not being accounted for, essentially unhuntable, is in real
Yeah, man, these suburbs hold stupid amounts of
right.
deer.
Livonia, they're all a huge herd that eventually they're going to go somewhere that's going to be too big, and they're going to taper off, and they're going to go out to Livingston County and all that stuff. They're going to make their way out there eventually. But
There's a lot. My answer would be a lot. I would bet there's more than they say.
so that's super helpful. So a lot is your answer.
Dakota Blackburn asked a very, very broad question. Talk about some of the gear you use and why you use it. I don't know if he's talking camera
Camera gear?
or he's talking hunting gear.
Hmm.
So pick one. and I'll pick a different one
Well,
just to make Dakota happy.
well, I'll go camera gear. I'll go AV stuff.
Sure.
Um,
Keep it level-headed for us not professional folk.
Yeah, non-professional. Okay, we use a DSLR camera, which is essentially a good camera that you're going to be taking pictures with because of the things that it does that a regular handy cam will not do. So we use one of those. And then we also use an AX100 by Sony, which is a 4K at 60 frames handy cam,
So we're
which is the
filming this
one
with right
which
now.
you're filming on right now. And so it's a really good, cheap, prosumer camera that's lightweight. You can get into a tree. You know, everything that our goal is to take up is the least amount of space as possible because we're going to have all this hunting crap on us, and we'll be setting up, you know, in a ice shanty or in a tree. Scott uses a climber, so he's trying to be as lightweight as possible.
Saddle.
Oh,
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to cut
Saddle.
that out of here.
Sorry,
So
Scott.
he uses a saddle, so he's going to try to be as lightweight as he can. So we use that, and then we also use a couple of just real cheap lavalier mics. I got my eye on some Panasonic lavalier mics that are wireless mics that will clip to myself and mount it right onto the camera. That way, you can hear me better off to a distance, and it doesn't sound like garbage. And so that's about as deep as I'm going to get into that. Oh, and we use GoPros too.
Yeah. And so
When
for a-
on me, so when I go out in the woods or if I'm doing something just on my person, I'm carrying 2 cameras, a GoPro, and a microphone.
yeah.
So those 4 pieces of equipment, and then you've got your camera arm that you need to film in a tree, only if you're deer hunting, or a tripod if you're doing something else, and then some kind of stand for your GoPro, and maybe a head mount. So all of that is about as lightweight as you can possibly get.
There's a deeper version of that in our last podcast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you haven't heard that one, Dakota, if you're talking camera gear, that's our best podcast for you. I'm going to just turn that into turkey gear because turkey season's coming up.
Okay.
We'll have a whole turkey podcast, I'm sure, at some point.
Probably.
Probably,
Yeah. Middle
probably
of March.
Yeah. But just a quick, what I carry in my bag. So I carry a backpack instead of a turkey vest, mainly because we film everything. And I can put my camera gear and stuff in there. But I've got all my bullies, mouth calls, slate calls, and box calls in there. I carry 2 slates, a copper that bully makes, which I love, and a regular slate. I carry way too many mouth calls, but I put them all in one little Tupperware thing.
Yeah. I use an empty tin,
Yeah.
like a grizzly tin.
Yep. So they don't take up any space.
I've got probably about 6 or 7 in there.
Yeah, I'm a mouth call guy. I carry always one good box call because they're super loud. So on windy days, I can still hit them. Toilet paper is a must.
Absolutely.
Zip ties. I don't really know why, but for some reason, I feel the need to have them in my bag.
Well, you can't. It's like 550 cord. I don't think you can have too much of that.
It's just in there. I never use it for anything, but it's there. I shouldn't say never. I have, but it's in there.
Right.
Man, other than that, I got my gobble call, my little shake gobbler. Very rarely use.
I don't think I've used one in the last 3 years.
I've used them and killed birds with them, but it's rare. It's got to be a real unique situation. An extra steak, which I make out of an aluminum arrow, because I lose turkey steaks far too often.
Yeah.
Face paint, more for my hands than my face, because I wear a neck gaiter, one of the from Scentlock, a real lightweight one. But I hate my hands.
Because
being out
mainly
there.
we're blind hunting. Mainly.
Do a lot of blind hunting.
Yeah.
And I have a black from just some stupid company. I don't remember what it is. Like a little face mask thing that I wear. And then because we're blind hunting, with that backpack, I can put extra camo in.
In case we got to bust a stalk.
Yeah, when we get out. And we
we
do
did
a lot.
that because if you look at, what is that, episode 3? What episode is that?
Whatever the turkey one is, I think it's 3.
Yeah, the turkey one. If you go look at our episode on Carbon TV, you'll see we started off in a blind. We're all wearing black. And then Nico and Anthony busted a stalk on a bird that was like 300 yards away.
Yep.
And just because we never had to go back to the truck, we all had camos in our bag. So,
Yeah, and I like to keep lightweight camo
yeah.
just to throw over some stuff. Usually it's like a little leafy thing. I know I'm missing something. A knife.
Knife for sure.
Gotta have your knife in there. That's basically it for your turkey bag.
That's
man.
such a broad question because it depends on like, okay,
Yeah.
what about fishing? What about coyote hunting? What about
Shoot us another one, Dakota, and let us know more what you want to know about. We'll tell you our gear. I'm not afraid. We're not. It's cheap.
yeah.
It's all efficient. That's part of the reason we agreed to use Bully's game calls when he came to us at Outdoorama last year.
Yeah.
Was because his stuff isn't overpriced and it works. It's made by a blue collar dude
Yep.
who makes damn good calls. He proved it to us. I bought him before I used them.
Him and his kids like the kid's gonna be a grandmaster caller
Yeah.
because he's awesome, grand champion. He's sweet,
And they work. We laid out 27 birds over them things.
all over 100% Bully's game.
That Nimrod
Yeah,
mouth call is my favorite.
Yep.
And the copper slate call. That was a mean combo. He said he's got another one coming. Oh, his new hats. I'll show you later what new hat's coming.
Yeah, snapbacks.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Camo one's finally too.
I got to at the end of the season, I got to liking the Redbeard. Is that
Yeah.
the Redbeard was pretty
It
cool.
has a really unique cut.
Real unique cut. Just one little slit.
High pitch.
It's a flat cut with a side notch, and it's a real high pitched screaming call.
You can really do some cool stuff with that.
I killed a coyote over that call this last year.
Even better.
I put that because I had a zinc coyote call, and when the battery died in our box, I put that in my mouth, called one in, and shot it right in the face. That's also on TikTok, if you want to look at it.
Well, you should look at it.
Yeah, definitely look at it.
So I'm going to kind of skip this question and tell you, we got Keith Fields on here. I'm going to tell you before I even read your question to go to our podcast with John Eberhart and listen to that one.
Is it a scent lock based question?
It's a deer hunting based question in general. It takes way too long to answer. We don't have that much time today. But it says talk about pre-rut and post-rut and areas to target during both of them and how to prepare for them,
100%.
along with some tactics which made you successful. John Eberhart is better at killing deer than me.
One of the most decorated buck hunters in Michigan.
If you haven't heard our podcast with John, he lays out every single detail to his deer hunting.
Oh yeah,
Every season.
coming from postseason,
It's a long podcast.
during season. Yeah,
And it's awesome.
yeah.
It's our most listened to for a reason.
We're
So,
actually we'll keep him in the back pocket because we're doing this. Hopefully, you're going to do this live podcast at Outdoorama.
Yeah.
And we can touch on a couple of things, get a little bit more in depth of like preseason scouting, rather than everybody knows how to deer hunt. The biggest part of deer hunting comes in the first 3 months of deer hunting.
And John's got a unique way of doing it. Eberhart has it. He's doing it now.
Yeah,
so listen to that podcast.
He's scouting right now.
Somebody is decorated John Eberhart hunts, listen to that podcast today, and you'll be scouting tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to tell you there, Keith. Pat Dunn asked a cool question. How do the outdoors help you decompress from the BS at work?
Oh, that's huge.
It is the decompress.
It is 100%.
Yeah.
And it's not even on the job. I mean, for sure, obviously we have a strenuous job, and you see dumb shit all the time, and that's what I even talked about that in one of the times I was filming. It's just like you realize that's where you're supposed to be. Ultimately, like it's not natural for somebody to see some of the shit that we see at work. It's not a natural thing for a human or any kind of mammal or any species to see. But then when you're sitting in a tree stand, there's some kind of like feeling of euphoria. It's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right here. And so that ultimately brings you back to real life, which your real life is outside hunting to provide for your family. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be out there fighting fires and doing all that crap.
And we kind of dropped the ball when we went to Missouri because we didn't get to record a podcast while we were out there. But man, what you're talking about, we lived that.
Right.
We were sleeping out in the middle of nowhere in separate sleeping bags.
Same tent.
Same tent. It was 110 degrees, not literally, but it was 90 degrees. It was hot as hell. So every night we would make a fire, throw some food or a sandwich or whatever in our head, and pound half a dozen beers so we could pass out. But you still every night had that feeling of like, this is more natural.
Right.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That week of getting our asses kicked was still, you talk about decompression, man. That's what I recommend to people that don't do the outdoors or why they should join the outdoors or be involved. It's just, don't go to your neighbor's house and sit in the woods. Go up north and sit in the woods.
Yeah.
Go somewhere you've never been.
Right.
And start over.
Yep.
Because it makes you connect in a different way.
And it shows you just how small you are as a dude. You're walking out there, and my favorite time. Okay, so backing up, there is a feeling. There's a saying in the military, but everywhere. But it's called "embrace the suck," and that to me feels like you're embracing the suck like all of the other critters in the world are doing. Like when I was hunting and it was downpouring, dude, just torrential downpour. I was the most calm I've ever been in my life because I'm getting drenched on, but then I'm also looking over at this squirrel that's over there trying to find a nut, and he's getting drenched on. And I'm like, this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right here, just getting poured on and embracing the suck, which it definitely helps you realize how small you are and how people make a big deal of politics and all this stuff. It's not really that big of a deal when you're out in the woods because at the end of the day, it's so small in comparison to everything else. That's pretty deep. That's a deep question.
That is deep. It puts it in perspective, though. Like, it's a unique. Like, even when we were in Canada, I was in Northern Ontario hunting bears with my family. And the hunting itself was cool, but you couldn't see more than 6 feet in the woods, basically. I mean, you can probably 40 yards. That's an episode as well. It's episode 6 on Carver TV.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. But when you're out on the lake and we were driving back from the hunt, it was pitch black. You could see more stars than I think you could ever see anywhere down here.
Yeah.
I don't think anywhere in the nation down here in America you can see as much as you could see in Northern Ontario where we're at. And I'm sure the further north you get, I'm sure the more it is. But you could see every single little thing up there. You could see the Milky Way as far as you can look. It's an amazing feeling when you realize how much more. You hear wolves and you see critters you don't normally see. It's just, like I said, man, we see some stuff you're not supposed to see.
Right.
So when you're able to get out there and not think about that kind of stuff at all, it puts your mind in a different place.
For sure. It definitely helps.
And I don't care what your job is. If you sit in an office and all you do is sign papers all day, you need to get away from that too.
No, because you're not supposed to be sitting there in front of a computer screen. You're not supposed to be sitting in there, dealing with microchips and signing papers and dealing with the hassle of signing payroll checks and doing that. No, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be hanging drywall all day.
No.
Not supposed to be banging nails all day.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. You're still stressed out from all the stuff that other people have put on you. But when you're out in the woods by yourself, you, the squirrel, and the deer that's standing out there, that's a whole different ball game.
And even if you can't get out and hunt as much as you want, take your dog for a walk in the park that goes through the woods instead of around your subdivision.
Yeah, and and I'll even go one step further and say, don't go to your metro park and go into that little paved trail. No, get off that paved trail and go in the dirt road where your dog's running through briars, because that's what your dog's supposed to be doing. Your dog is way closer to living out in the woods than you are, and when your dog tells you where to go, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I agree. So, Pat, that's a cool question. I like that one. I could use a little decompression.
Yeah, I need to go kill something.
Yeah. That's very true. Mike Hale, I didn't read your question until right now. Let's see what we got. 2-part. Has the baiting ban determined the number of hunters? Second, how have you guys shifted to the no baiting? My example, I moved to the edges of the crop fields, not bait fields, and have had my best year ever with the numbers and freezer meat. So we're going back to the deer thing real quick.
Has the baiting ban
determined the number of hunters? A lot of people say yes. I say no.
I'd say no.
I don't think people care that much. If people want to bait that hard, they still bait.
That's true.
I don't think it really deterred that many people.
That's true. I think, if anything, the biggest effect that it had on anything is food plot sales.
Oh, God, yeah.
Deer seed.
Horny buck seeds. They had to make more money this year.
Yeah, and then also that and attractants. Those guys that fall for that gimmick, but I'm not going to call it a gimmick, but is that me?
Yep, bro.
Oh, sweet. Hold
Fix
on,
your
should
phone,
we?
John.
Yeah, let me take this.
Who is it?
Hello.
Thank you for choosing Marriott Hotels.
Oh,
We
nice.
would like to inform you that your telephone number was qualified.
Oh, my telephone number is qualified for a prize.
Sweet.
Dude, they call me 3 times a day.
What do you think you win?
I don't know. Probably a free stay at Marriott Hotel.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Anyways.
I don't think it matters that much.
I don't think.
I don't think it should be illegal, but that's because
I don't think it should be.
CWD's bullshit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not upset about it.
I don't care that much either. The only time it bothers me is like when I take a new kid hunting. I want him to be able to hunt over bait,
Right.
not because I want him to hunt over bait, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you say it out loud, but because I know he's going to have an opportunity to see more deer.
Right. And that's why the DNR will argue with you and say that's why we got rid of it, because we're trying to up our deer herd and all
Yeah,
this.
well, your CWD argument's bullshit. So
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
And it's all a ploy. No, I don't think it did. And
I don't think it matters
It
so
did
much.
change. It didn't change my tactic at all.
Me either,
because
'cause
my
I don't hunt over
tactic.
bait.
I've never hunted over bait. I'm not gonna say never. I haven't hunted over bait since I turned like 14.
Yeah.
And I started hunting sign and trails and bedding areas and natural feeding areas, and then now I got into plant my own food plots and doing that stuff. So I've been doing that before the bait ban. So it doesn't change anything to me. I think it changes maybe a little bit more for Scott. That's something we'd have to ask him because he's got a bunch of little kids.
Well, we talked about that. We have hit this in another podcast. You'd have to go back and find them. But he did that youth hunt this year, and he usually hunts that over bait
Right, at his dad's house.
at his dad's house, right? And he didn't this year. But he hunts in a natural baited area with acorns. There were still heavy deer numbers in there.
Right.
All of his kids still shot deer.
Right.
So like me with Dugan, who is the youth that I take a lot. I didn't put him over bait this year. Still got a shot off
Yep.
at a buck with his bow.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never, even when I hunted over bait, it's only been really just to get a deer to come to that spot.
Right.
I've still hunted where I know the deer are at. So I've never hunted an area just because I put a bait pile there. I put a bait pile there because I know there's deer there and I want them to stop right there.
I don't think I've ever shot a buck on bait. Ever.
I've never have.
I never shot a buck on bait.
I've shot a pile of does.
Oh yeah, I mean you shoot a pile of doe on bait all day, but I think the reason that we baited when I was a kid, I wouldn't even hunt over the bait pile. I would just be in the
Don't move that chair,
don't
John.
move the chair. I would be in the area because I know doe are going to come in there. Does
Ooh, there it is.
are going to come in there, and so I would hunt. And okay, I got this giant bait pile right here in the middle of a cornfield that these does are looking at. I'm going to go hunt in the swamp where this buck is going to potentially come out from. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think, but I don't think it's hurt the numbers at all.
No,
Not for the worse. I think if it did hurt the numbers and somebody was that influenced, saying, "Well, I'm not going to hunt anymore," okay, then you shouldn't hunt.
and the argument to that is going to be that we need all the numbers we can get. But even with that, I don't think that's going to change a voter's mind.
No, it's not.
And if you are that discouraged, the fact that you can't dump 50 pounds of corn out makes you not hunt,
Yep.
you're missing the point, man. You can be mad at the DNR all you want.
hunting for the wrong
I'm mad
reasons.
at him too. But you're mad. You're just mad. Knock it off. Go
Right.
sit your happy ass down in the tree.
Yes.
Put your corn out. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, no, I don't
Just
care.
do it a little more.
Go hang a bunch
secretly.
of doe pits in a tree somewhere, and
I don't give a shit. I'm not going to give you the ticket, so I don't care.
right. It's not hurting me at all.
No, and because
If
I
anything,
don't.
it's helping me because I'm hunting the field edge and I'm on the swamp and I've been looking at sign.
And when you go put your 50 pounds of corn out there from your truck bed, you're pushing the deer to me anyway. So
Yeah.
I say thank you, sir.
Yeah, and you're smoking cigarettes and drinking bush lights out there.
They probably still shot bigger deer than me this year.
Yeah, for sure. Guarantee
Well,
it.
then this year they definitely did.
Definitely
We got
did.
our asses kicked. So that's that. That's pretty much our last question of necessity here. I'm gonna go because we're almost an hour in already, I think.
All right. This one says 37 minutes.
So we're about 5 minutes in before that.
Probably pert near.
Partner. Well, let's do this because we're out of questions.
Well, I got a question.
Oh,
I got a question.
Yeah, what's your
No,
question?
I got a question that I've been asked. So there's a guy on my hockey team, which, by the way, I play hockey now. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I've never been on ice skates, so that's cool. And I got a game tonight. I've been on ice skates, now 8 times in my whole life, and 5 of those times were in actual beer league games.
I like it.
It's pretty sweet. I don't know. I have a lot of fun. It's fun. But I've had this guy, my buddy Justin Manners, I went to high school with, asked me a question, and somebody else did too. Some dude at a bar somewhere asked me about when and what to frost seed and when. The biggest thing is when should he start and should he try to frost seed? If so, what should he plant?
Clover.
That was my exact all day long. Clover and cover crop, just maybe.
Clover's hard to kill, and if it bites, it kills everything else. It will
Exactly.
take the root system over.
Yes. And my other reason for saying clover is because it's got a long I'm going to butcher what the actual meaning of this word, but germination
Yeah. No, that's-
period. It's got a long germination period. So, like, if you think about a turnip, as I've been reading on this, the turnip seed will germinate very quickly.
Yes.
And what you don't want that to happen during frost eating. So the whole point of frost eating, if you're new to this and you don't know what the hell we're talking
We're
about,
talking food plots.
we're talking food plots. So you put seed down when the ground is still frozen, and then when the ground thaws, it absorbs all the moisture from the top of
Yes.
the soil as well as the seed with it. So it pulls it back into it and germinates it underground and kind of like makes it a what do you call it? Like a cryogenic seed that is there and that is going to sprout in the springtime. But the problem with Michigan weather, especially lower Michigan weather, as you can see, it's going to be 40 degrees next week.
Yeah.
And so when you throw that out there and you no-till it, you just rake it over, that all that snow is going to melt. It's going to water your seed. Also use a coated seed. But it's going to water your seed, and then it's going to, like a turnip or something, which if you frost-seeded turnips, you're an asshole, but like a brassica even, it'll germinate that seed, and so a little sprout will come off it. Well, then 2 days later, it's going to be 30 degrees for 6 days and 28 at night. So that seed is now going to die, and it's not going to take, and so it's going to suck down into the soil, but nothing's going to grow. It's just going to die. So that long germination period helps obviously deter it from germinating too quickly.
Right.
Yeah. Or sprouting, rather.
If you have a lot of food plot questions, I'm not great at it.
I'm not
only
good
got a
at it.
handful.
The only reason I know the answer to that is because I've looked into it.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said anything about this. Every time I have a food plot question, I get online. Well, I don't have to get online anymore, but I call Doug from Horny Buckseed,
That's the guy.
and you can call him because that's part of his business, which is crazy to me, Doug, but it is. If you get on the
Just
website,
answering. He's just
he won't answer you right away because he's already on the phone with 14 other people, but he's gonna get back to you.
So Doug's going to listen to this podcast and be like, he's a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's what Google said.
Maybe.
So,
Well, Doug's the man. He is He's a food plot genius, and he owns and operates Horny Buckseed out of Wisconsin, which, in my humble opinion, is easily the best food plot company you'll ever find. Their seed is the shit.
which it is because they only keep it for a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you got to give him a little plug.
FYI, Easy Cut, Horny Buckseed give us nothing.
No. Nothing.
We get no money from these people. I like their shit. I like the people. I've known them for a long
You want to
time.
know what? Easy Cut gives you guys more shit than they give us because they give you 15% off.
That's true. Well, they've given us some stuff.
Well, I know they definitely do. I can't say that. They're sweet.
They've never given me money though.
No, never money.
Jerry.
Ever, Jerry. I got a free saw though, which is neat.
It's pretty sweet. Trying to think of what my most common question would be. My most common question is, what should I buy and should I start filming? And I tell them every time no.
Don't do it because you're gonna be.
If you just want to enjoy the outdoors, don't do it. If you have this unnecessary need to make it harder on yourself, do it. I love the challenge of it.
Right.
I can't get away from it. I can't help it. I love it a lot. I'm glad we do this, but it is definitely a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass, and that's I have the
Not
same feeling
this,
about it.
but filming hunts.
Even this is a pain in the ass.
Oh, it certainly is.
I mean, because then exactly, you're gonna want to always go to the next step. There's no, I don't know of one person that's like, oh, I went out there and filmed my hunt today, and then they're just okay with just like, oh, shitty footage. It's all grainy. It got dark, so you can't even see the arrow shot. And
They
try
fall
to-
off quick.
Yeah, they fall off quick, or they try like us to just go to the next level, just keep moving, and that gets expensive. It gets time consuming.
It's hard.
It's a pain in the ass. But if you want to be like, I don't know, if I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's hard for me to tell somebody no. That's like, that's a little what do you call it? God damn it, I can't think of the word.
I don't know. Driven.
No, that is. Get back to you on that one.
Basically, think of the amount of people and shows you've seen, or little videos that you've seen companies start up and have fallen off within 12 to 18 months of starting their first little, look how awesome we are. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. That's why nobody gives anybody money anymore,
Oh yeah.
because everybody and their brother has a show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, we're that way too. Who's to say we're not going to fall off next other than us? So
We've only been together, 2 years now?
Not even, right?
Not even. That'll be 2 years in October.
September, October.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're very well the next ones that you be the ones that we're talking shit about right now. I'm not even talking shit about you. I get it.
Yeah.
I
If you want to
totally
do
get
it, for sure. We'll tell you what to buy.
Yeah, I'll answer you to the best of my ability, but I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. But I'm gonna tell you to be aware that it's not as awesome as you might think it is.
Right.
You don't get free shit, and we don't make any money.
That's true.
My girlfriend today asked me, "When do you start making money from this?"
And you
I
had
said,
to say,
"Good question."
don't count on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be rich on it. All I hoped for is to maybe pay for a hunt once in a while.
I want to pay for a hunt, and I
That's
just
our
don't want to
goal.
pay to do this.
Right. Yeah,
Whether it be like
I want to get my money back.
right. I'm not worried about the money that I spent. I just don't want to worry about having to pay to go out west.
Yeah.
And having to pay for a new camera. Like, it'd be sweet to have this gimbal. Well, that's $500.
That gimbal we got is badass.
Yeah, I know. I said
We played with
sweet.
that thing yesterday. We have a new toy.
Yeah. We're gonna
So-
get another one.
That's pretty much the base of our questionnaire. We're going to do another one of these. We have more podcasts coming this month. We always do 2 every month, but we're going to have Autorama. We're
Yep.
doing at least 1 or 2 in there.
2.
You might be doing
I'm
one.
going to be doing one on the way down to West Virginia.
Yeah. So our big announcement, and it's not even an announcement, but our big thing to look out for is Autorama this year.
Yep.
So-
I don't know what booth we're in. The same
The
one
last
as
4
last
days
year.
of the month, right?
Yeah. It's
last 3 days of the month.
Thursday night,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which
yeah.
goes all the way into the 1st of March, I believe.
Well, the number 1 visited booth at the ATA show was Tethered, and they are across from us. So
Yeah, they're right on the corner. So we're in the same booth as we were last year if you were there. If not, we're right across from Tethered, right around the corner from Easy Cut.
Yep. Ooh, Easy Cut's not gonna be there this year.
Oh,
If you want Easy Cut, we will be selling it.
nice.
Yeah.
I just learned that.
Yes.
So get your Easy Cuts at the Times Up Outdoors booth.
If you've never been to the Outdoorama in Novi, it's at the Novi Expo Center. Right?
Yep. Suburban Collection Showplace.
That's it. Suburban Collection Showplace. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to say come see us because we're awesome. But there's a lot of cool things they do there. They got some cool little people out there doing their little spiels on this and that and food plots and taxidermy and all kinds of shit.
If you get on their website and look at it, you can register and sign up for these like open forums kind of thing.
Yeah.
And to where they'll take you into a separate room. You can attend any kind of like food plot stuff like we were talking about, all the way to, I believe John Eberhard even does an open forum
he
there.
usually does.
And like how to shoot big deer.
Taxidermy is one.
Yeah, they
fishing
do
stuff.
a bunch of taxidermy shit. They do fishing stuff, and then there's
Smoking is usually another one, like not smoking weed, but smoking meats.
yeah, they do. That's where you guys booked. I mean, I think you booked before, but a bunch of outfitters there. So if you're looking to book a bear hunt, in
Yeah, the bear
Canada,
hunt we went on for episode 6 is usually there.
you know, we're going to be doing a turkey hunt giveaway for the youth again.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool. So
It's a cool thing, man. And it's a huge building, and it's packed with
yep.
vendors.
And there's a bunch of beer there too. So
Lots of beer.
and then the last
You can
day,
bring us some, too.
I believe Michigan Out of Doors has their big buck night.
Yep.
There, and so they got all the guys from Michigan bring their deer that they shot that previous year.
It's pretty cheap. Bring your kids. You can bring your dog.
Oh yeah,
There's
you
a
can bring your dog.
ton of stuff to buy.
My dog will be there.
You will spend money there. It's worth it. I bought $100 and some in fishing lures last year.
Fishing lures were crazy.
Some
Fishing
cool
fishing lures,
stuff,
dude.
man.
Ice fishing stuff is insane.
I love it.
Dude,
That's a lot of fun.
I've got 500 jigs, like Haley jigs, teardrops, all that stuff. I think I paid like $20 for. Like this one dude had hand painted teardrops that as much as you can fit in your hand is $5.
Nice. Give me.
Who's got the biggest hands?
We're gonna have our episodes. We'll be showing. I'm sure we'll have some stuff there. We'll be selling Easy Cut, and then you'll be able to sign up for the youth turkey hunt this year. You're gonna sign up at our booth, which is gonna be cool. You'll also be the first people to sign up to come hunt turkeys with the Times Up Outdoors outfitted group, because we'll be guiding turkey hunts this spring.
Guiding turkeys hunts.
So you can pay me, and I'll take you out there to shoot a bird. So there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff there. It's a lot of fun. Do that. Go there. Don't miss that. Come say hi to us. We're gonna be selling shirts. A lot of people have been asking about gear lately. We will have shirts for sale. I've got the prices. We're ordering them. Might as well order them tomorrow.
Good. Let's do that.
So that's that. Autorama,
And don't bitch about the shirt prices because
they're $15.
$15, dude.
Shut your mouth and buy it. Buy two. You
Look at all
cheap
the
ass.
stuff we
Make it an
have.
even number.
Yeah.
God, nah.
Your wife wants one too.
Yeah.
She told me.
Well, she told me. Yeah. All right.
So what else? You got anything else?
That's all I care about.
Yep. That's it. What time is it? I got a hockey game tonight.
6:10. How much you think Scott's going to whine about this when he goes to look at
Oh,
it?
he's gonna. Like, you guys said a lot of bad words.
Quit fucking worrying about it, Scott.
Peace.
Bye.
Fucking Scott.